Hello. In this video, we will explore laissez-faire leadership. Delegative leadership, also known as hands-off or laissez-faire leadership, is a style of management in which leaders are hands-off and allow team members to make the decisions. Researchers have discovered that this is generally the least productive form of group member productivity. Laissez-faire leadership may be both beneficial and hazardous. There are also certain circumstances and contexts where laissez-faire leadership is appropriate. Leaders can check in on staff performance and provide regular feedback to help make laissez-faire leadership more successful. It's also beneficial for executives to determine when this approach works best. Characteristics of laissez-faire leadership. The following are some of the characteristics of laissez-faire leadership. Allows team members to make their own decisions. Gives employees freedom and independence. Provides little or no direction or instruction. Offers minimal feedback or supervision. Has a hands-off approach. Examples of laissez-faire leadership. Here's how laissez-faire leadership may appear in various scenarios. In school, a teacher who gives students the freedom to learn independently and make their own decisions. At work, a boss who allows employees to develop their own ideas and solutions. In a relationship, a hands-off partner and does not give a lot of direction or feedback. Benefits of laissez-faire leadership. The laissez-faire style, like other types of leadership, has benefits. It encourages personal growth. When employees are given the freedom to make their own decisions, they learn and grow as individuals. It develops problem-solving skills. When employees can form their own solutions, they develop problem-solving skills. It builds trust. By trusting employees to make decisions on their own, leaders show that they trust them. This can help build stronger relationships. It encourages creativity and innovation. Laissez-faire leadership allows for new ideas and creativity to flourish. It allows for faster decision-making. When leaders are not involved in every decision, the process of making decisions is sped up. Disadvantages of laissez-faire leadership. Because the laissez-faire method relies on the team's abilities, it won't work in places where team members lack experience or the skills necessary to complete projects and make informed judgments. This can result in poor job performance and lower job satisfaction. The following are some of the drawbacks of a laissez-faire approach. Lack of clarity regarding roles. Employees may not know what is expected of them or how the team functions. Poor communication. Team members will be less likely to communicate with each other if they make their own decisions and develop individual solutions. Fewer opportunities for mistakes. When leaders aren't involved in all aspects of decision-making, employees have fewer chances to learn from past mistakes that can help them improve performance next time around. Lack of accountability for results. When no one else is responsible for deciding on outcomes, except perhaps a manager, it's difficult to hold people accountable when things go wrong, which ultimately means poor job performance because there isn't enough feedback and guidance, especially when it comes to problem areas where an employee might benefit from some coaching by a manager. The poor perception among employees. A laissez-faire leadership style does not always create the best impression with employees, who may feel that they are being ignored or left out of decisions concerning critical aspects of their jobs. Low accountability. When no one is responsible for making decisions or solving problems, it's difficult to hold people accountable when things go wrong, and there isn't enough feedback. Low commitment. When employees aren't committed to the goals of a laissez-faire leadership style, they may not work as hard since they are not fully invested in their jobs. Inconsistent performance. A laissez-faire approach can result in inconsistent performances among team members because some will likely outperform others due to differences in skill levels and experience. Passivity. When leaders aren't involved in solving problems and making decisions, they may come across as passive. Strengths of Laissez-Faire leaders. If you take a more hands-off approach to leadership, there are times and circumstances where you may perform better. They are as follows. In creative fields, this style is likely to produce good outcomes when you work in a creative industry where people are highly driven, skilled, inventive, and dedicated to their job. When working with self-managed teams, this style is also likely to work well if you are working with self-managed teams who always have a plan. When the people in your team already feel motivated, if they believe that their work environment and leaders care about them, show empathy, it will be easy for them to trust the leadership of others without being micromanaged. When there is a high employee turnover rate, this strategy works best when employees change jobs frequently or aren't committed long-term. Those who stay may not need detailed instructions on how tasks should be completed, since most of these former workers came from other companies where things were done differently anyway. When you can afford staff losses/turnover, when key positions must be filled quickly due to frequent departures by employees, you may want to rely on a laissez-faire approach for the time being. When your team members are highly experienced, if they have been in their positions long enough and know how things should be done, which minimizes management's involvement, this style is likely to work best. When it doesn't affect customer satisfaction or employee commitment, since many of these workers will already feel motivated by an effective leader who cares about them, empathy. A lack of guidance might not cause problems when customers haven't been affected, or if their job performance isn't always consistent from one person to another, since there is no need to provide detailed instructions on precisely what needs to be done each day, especially if employee turnover rate is high as described above. If employees are not fully committed to the goals of a laissez-faire leadership style, they may not work as hard since they are not fully invested in their jobs.